Welcome to the Connect and Integrate event that is called the Coping and Wellbeing in Finland. Our focus on this particular event is around just mental health awareness, and we have people from Fenix Finland and Mieli Without Borders that are going to be presenting their organization and services and everything. And we're going to talk a little bit about just generally what to do as a foreigner coming to Finland, things that you can do to cope with the changes, the struggles, the challenges. And also we'll have a Q&A at the end. So this can be somewhere around an hour long, but we have a little bit of time to go past that if the presenters are available and everything. So we'll try to keep an eye on that. And I guess without further ado, I'm going to let Tanya from Fenix Finland start. She can give her presentation, or I'm going to actually present for her because I have her PDF. So let me do that. So, are we able to see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me. I'll try my best. My English is not my working language, and I don't usually use it, but I'm glad to be here. And I know that this is recorded, so there are also might be people who don't speak English. And as I speak Russian, I could say a few words in the end of my presentation in Russian, just to make sure that everybody will get the information, because what we do, I will tell about it soon, but our languages in which we are providing our services is Ukrainian and Russian at the moment. So that's important that the speakers of Ukrainian and Russian will get also this information. But I have a lot of slides. I'm not going to stop on each one. We will go forward because I think it's also important that if anybody has any questions, we can discuss. But yes, I'm co-founder of Fenix Finland. And at the moment, I'm working as a project manager in Hyvinvoiva Mieli hanke. For me, it's a bit difficult to translate it in English, but is it like, hope you can help me. How would you translate?
Did you say mieli vahva, or what did you say?
Hyvinvoiva. It's like mind which feels good. I mean, well,
your well-being to feel good, or like strengthen well-being, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So we are a non-profit organization, and we are mental health organization. And the organization was founded in spring 22 during the urgent crisis when tens of thousands of Ukrainians started to come to Finland. So it was like an answer to this urgent need. And since that, we are providing our services in Ukrainian and in Russian. You can go forward with the slides. So our purpose is to provide free, which is very important for us, that all our services are for free. It's like a social support for immigrants who are in difficult life situation. And what is the most important, we aim to provide all our services in their emotional language, in their native language, because we believe that during the integration, it's cause stress, and it's not easy period of time. If there are other difficult situation in your life, if you're in crisis, then it's the best way to express yourself. It should be done in your native language. And also for us, it's very important that people who are providing this help are also immigrants, and it's culture sensitive approach. They know what their customers feel, because they already gone through this process. So and also a very important thing for us, which actually makes all these activities possible, is that all these activities are done provided by volunteers. Nowadays we have 2 workers in our project, but before that 2 years we have done it fully as a volunteers, also coordinated these activities. But now we have a staff who coordinates all activities, but still we have volunteers who are providing all this psychosocial support. And our volunteers are professionals. They are professionals from mental health and social field, and they speak Ukrainian and Russian. We would like in the future to spread the variety of languages, but it depends on the resources. So as soon as we get more stuff, I believe in cooperation with colleagues, it can be possible. And we are operating over in Finland. We have office in Espoo, but all our operations, we have a lot of online operations, so it's all over the country. Yes, as I said about this project, it started last spring and it's 3 years project. So we have 1.5 years left, and I hope that we can continue all these activities. Now we are struggling with the finances. We are trying to get some other grants which can give us opportunity to continue and maybe even to spread the language variety of the services. This project is funded by STEA, by Ministry of Health of Finland. And in this project, we are focusing on mental well-being. And you can go on. I will show what kind of services we have. Yes, we have individual support. It's like online conversational support, which includes from 1 to 3 sessions. But usually it's not enough. And we also have groups, psychological support group. It can be art therapy, it can be anything. It always depends who is the facilitator, who is the professionalist who is doing that. So we have a lot of mindfulness exercises, and as we work with Ukrainians who has this war background, it's also very important to give them tools to in all these difficult situations to help themselves. But we also trying to make advocacy, and we are invited in different conferences and working groups. So we try to explain how important for immigrants is to get this mental health support during the integration when they need, that it should be in time and it should be provided in language that they speak. We also have facilitating peer support groups, mostly in Espoo, in capital city area, because we have space and our office there. But we are also trying to, in cooperation with our colleagues and partners, to start to do it also in other cities. Go on. Yeah, you can go on. Thank you. Besides, we do this mental health support, but sometimes immigrants, they have no idea of existing services, which might be already in their own language or in English or anyhow. So we try, it's for us, it's important that the person who contacted us feels that there is somebody supporting him, that he is not alone in this situation. So we try to find the best solution for him. If it's not enough just to get this mental health support, we advise we cooperate with different projects with the region, with city, and we aim to advise what is the best way to get help. We also, yeah, you can go forward. We have different kind of peer groups. We have among Ukrainians, there are a lot of women, of course, mothers with children who came into Finland. So we have parentalhood groups for parents, mothers. And as I said, we have a lot of stabilizing group activities with all this mindfulness exercises and art therapy. We don't provide services for children and teens. Unfortunately, our resources is not enough. So mostly all our services are for adults at the moment. Yeah, you can go forward. Yeah, a few words about this Moms Planet community for mothers and pregnant women. It's for Ukrainian speakers. It's in Ukrainian. We have a chat with over 500 of participants, very active participants. They support each other. They ask our volunteers different questions. We advise them. Then we organize different kind of meetings with mothers and babies. And we organize like trainings, how it goes to give birth in Finland, what should they know. And we have also online programs for them, peer groups, and it's growing all the time, this community. Thank you. Thank you. Go forward. And as I said, our volunteers are professionals, and when they come to Finland, it takes time to get licenses and things like that, but they still want to support migrants in the way they can. So we are also develop a lot of concepts, group concepts, which answer the need of the specific group. For example, Ukrainian mothers or people who just came from war. What they need, what do they need? So we create like new concepts, and our volunteers, we do it in team. So it's also the way to improve themselves, and they are very enthusiastic about participating in things like that. We always ask them to join us if they want, and then they can share their experience, and it's very creative work what we do as a team. It's just this slide tells about 3 programs we have developed. It's inner support for the stabilizing emotional state of mind. It's adaptation in Finland, which like a mix of information about Finnish society, cultural issues, and also mental well-being tools and things like that. And also the time to change called program is like for strengthening their internal resources to find their place in this new country, new society. Thank you. Forward. Yeah. And you can go forward. It's not so important. Yeah, in these 3 years, over 2,000 of migrants received support via our services. We are very proud of it, and big thanks to our volunteers. They are champions, and this concept really works. There are a lot of people who want to share their experience, so we are open to invite new people to our team who wants also to be a part of these activities. And it's like almost 5,000 hours of volunteer work. I calculated it. It's almost 250,000 euros. What would cost these services? So we do really, as a volunteer organization, do very important thing, because government and especially during the crisis, there is no such resources to offer for the newcomers. But as volunteers, we can do a lot of good things. Yeah, please go forward. Yeah, it's just the numbers of webinars. Yeah, we do webinars. We ask professionals who speak Russian, Ukrainian to provide the information about other organization services which are available for free. And there is also a possibility to ask when during the webinar first some questions. So it's also a good tool to spread mental health awareness and information, because immigrants face there is a lack of information, what is available, how to get help, where, and what kind of services there are. So these are the numbers. Please go forward. And we also get very good feedback. It's actually much higher than we were expecting when we did this grant application. We put it like 65%, but people really they do appreciate because it is in their own language and the culture sensitive approach. They all say that it's very important for them that that kind of services exist in Finland. For many of them, it's the first time they have ever contacted like mental health organization or asked for help, and many of them said that if it would be in some language I don't understand, then I wouldn't even try to get this help. So it's important. Yes, please go forward. I think there are just few slides left, because the time is running. So yes, we are welcoming volunteers to join, and we take very good care of our volunteers. We have monthly supervision for them with a specialist. We also organize twice a year, like 1 day well-being day. We go to the nature, or we do different things. And as a profession, as a community of professionals, mental health professionals, for them it's very important to talk to each other. They come from different cities, from all over the Finland, to connect, to network, to share experiences, because in our team there are a lot of people who have lived here for many years, decades, and also newcomers as Ukrainians, for example. So they can share their experience, how they could get the license, how they started to practice their profession here in Finland, or maybe they went to study, or what are what is the variety of scenarios how you can practice your profession here. Yes, and we do trainings also, of course, for our volunteers. Thank you. Go forward. Yes, and here are some links. I think Matthew will share all these slides, so you can check. We have like in Russian, Facebook, Telegram, but in Finnish we have not so active Facebook. In English, unfortunately, we don't have anything because we don't have English speakers among our customers. But yes, here are some links and a lot of videos in YouTube in Russian, maybe in Ukrainian some. How to different mindfulness exercises and webinars, or all are recorded and available on our YouTube channel. I think that's it. Yes, it's just materials. But if I say just a few words in Russian, then we go forward. Я знаю, что, может быть, нас слушают также кто-то, кто не говорит по-английски, и мы договорились, что я несколько слов скажу на русском, так как Fenix Finland, в принципе, обслуживает клиентов именно на украинском и русском языках. Поэтому, если у вас есть необходимость получить психологическую поддержку или у ваших знакомых, вы можете делиться информацией. Если вы являетесь представителем вот профессии, да, терапевт, психолог, любой другой социальный какой-то работник, то есть представитель помогающей профессии, то добро пожаловать к нам в качестве волонтера. У нас большая дружная команда из украинцев и русскоговорящих людей, мигрантов, находящихся в Финляндии. Кто-то уже очень давно живет, кто-то здесь вырос, кто-то недавно приехал, кто-то оказался здесь по вынужденной причине в связи с началом полномасштабной войны в Украине. Но мы с 2022 года, с самого начала, вот, начала полномасштабной войны, предоставляем наши услуги на русском, украинском языке. Это психологическая поддержка индивидуальная. Также это возможность участия в группах психологической поддержки, в группы взаимоподдержки. Вся наша информация есть на сайте fenixfinland.fi. Также у нас есть телеграм-канал. Здесь на слайдах вы можете найти активные ссылки, посмотреть. Там мы анонсируем тоже все наши группы, которые запускаются. И у нас также работает для мамочек, для беременных украинок, украиноязычное такое, как сообщество Moms Planet, где также можно получить поддержку и стать вот частью такого комьюнити, где мамы тоже друг друга поддерживают. Мы устраиваем вебинары, на которых рассказываем про то, как здесь устроена система здравоохранения, какие услуги социальные можно получить на украинском, на русском, ну, через переводчика какие-то. То есть мы стараемся на доступном, понятном языке коммуницировать и рассказывать людям о том, как поддержать свое хорошее состояние, психическое здоровье, как справиться со сложностями в процессе адаптации. И мы существуем для того, чтобы поддерживать людей, которые находятся в сложной жизненной ситуации. Это не обязательно война, это может быть потеря близкого, развод, какая-то любая другая ситуация, которая загоняет человека в угол, и которому нужна поддержка. Мы верим, что в человеке есть потенциал, вот, и мы оказываем в трудную минуту ту самую поддержку, мы пытаемся быть рядом и помогать человеку найти выход из этой ситуации, найти помощь себе. Большое спасибо за внимание. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. That's Phoenix, Finland for you. And now we also have Mieli Without Borders. We have Hope and Joey here. So I don't know what you guys want to do. Like, do you want me to bring up the presentation and then you can just start speaking? Let's see, I've got.
I would love for you to bring up the presentation. Your microphone is off.
I said hi everyone, I'm Hope. This is Joey.
Hi, I'm Joey.
I downloaded it, but I'm trying to get it to open. Hold on a second. downloaded the PDF at least.
Yeah, the files themselves are quite heavy.
Oh, it had a network issue, that's why, yeah. It's going now. Huh.
Okay.
I like
Yeah,
the name.
yeah. So I ended up writing this presentation, and it's more or less my creation. Hope has got roughly 10 slides, which I would love for her to present. Those all about the hand of mental health. She's quite familiar with him. Has presented it in front of roughly 200 students just a bit over a week ago. So I think she's quite familiar with him. So yes. Forecast growth with a chance of overwhelm. My name is Joey. I'm one of the board members. Yeah, you can swap over there. My name is Joey. I'm one of the board members. I've been with for closing up towards 2 years, but let's say a year and a half. I have a socioeconomic background, and I'm originally from Denmark, but I've lived here in Finland for a decade and more. You may change the slide.
Hi, I'm Hope. I'm one of the co-founders of Mieli Without Borders. Joey and I actually met because we both studied socionomy together, or social services. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's very happy to be seeing you guys in Pori. Most of you, I think, are in Pori. And we're also interested to hear from you after the presentation, or if you want to email us or contact us, that of ways that we could bring more activities to Pori and that, is it Satakunta area? No, that's what it's called, Satakunta area.
It is.
Yeah.
When ready, you can change the slide again. I will have two slides. First about the history, and then one about the general activities that we do. For the activities, Hope, well, actually for both of them, Hope could be more well versed on that, but it's me who's written it. So the organization got formed in 2022, so we've been running for about 3 years, and the general aim is to destigmatize information about mental health and mental well-being through community action. So we are running as an independent NGO, but as you see, we have got Mieli in the name. We're supported by the main organization. There are 54 member associations connected to the main one. And from my understanding, it came from a perceived service gap in the Finnish system. So when there's a service gap, then of course somebody needs to fill it. And I'm not sure who came up with it or realized, but she was quite spot on there, and we have had quite good success with our services so far. I'd like to mention that the main organization has had 100 years worth of action so far, more than 100 years. I think it's 120 or 125. We're just at 3. We are all volunteers, which means that in terms of services and how we are assisting each other. We loan a lot of knowledge capital from main organizations and from ourselves as volunteers. But we are quite lucky to be part of a larger network that is already existing. It will be growing, and it's primarily for now in English, but the aim is to expand into more languages as it grows and where there is a need. And I would like to mention again that it's through community action and through clubs that primarily that we are doing our activities. If you can swap to the next slide, then there should be more. So so we are having a direct peer support groups. I'm not hope some of these could you
Yeah,
so to put you on the
I can
spot,
talk
but
about
it's
some of
about
them.
interval and so on.
So maybe as Joey had mentioned, Mieli Without Borders, we don't, and we overlap with Phoenix as well, that we really care about mental health, because we operate with the belief that we can't really talk about immigration and integration without talking about mental health, that these go hand in hand. And so it's nice to see many different ways that this exists in the NGO field or in whatever that is. We also believe that, there's no universal definition of mental health. So what mental health means to me or you is different, and it's dependent on our culture, language, gender, and very many other variables. But we want to prevent social exclusion, and we want to support through our integration process, as we know it can be traumatic and lonely and draining. So what that looks like in terms of the community aspect is we have peer support groups. Right now we have a mom's peer support group where they meet every Friday, and we are in collaboration with Nest doulas to bring different specific and expert topics around for mothers, things like breastfeeding. And we had a couples therapist come last Friday, for example. Clubs and community gatherings, these are also run mostly by volunteers, where they have a topic and they just want to feel supported, like they belong somewhere, and they organize their own activities around any topic, because we also think that you can support your well-being by just being together and doing anything. So we have a book club, we have 2 book clubs, we have a crochet club, we have a cooking club, we have a walking club, different things that when our volunteers are interested and they want to find ways to support their own well-being, they do it through our community. Toivo peer support groups or Toivo groups and Toivo trainings is a kind of well-being model around peer supports. So twice a year we do this training. I've been talking with Matt that I will hopefully do an online training so that people in Pori can also participate if they're interested and start their own Toivo groups, and different trainings and workshops when they're available. As similar to Tanya from Fenix Finland, we also are operating in mostly the capital region, because that's where all of us are living at the moment. But we would love, and even if you have an idea, someone who's participating, would love to expand activities in another area of Finland. I think you could go forward, Matt.
Yeah, go for the next one. Okay, so since I made the slides, I would rather focus on the Finnish definitions. And here in Finland, or at least I'm from Denmark, so it's more like in a common Nordic context. We divide mental health into two different categories. So we're talking about well-being and then clinical disorders. We do not work with the disorders because we don't have the proficiency for it. We are social workers. But what we're good at is talking about general well-being and how to create a good spirit, and how to be very inclusive and find network and venue for people who otherwise would be left alone. So here is taken straight from one of Mieli's mental health well-being handbooks. Is the so there's this grid type of image here, saying that like so one is like towards the mental disorder, no mental disorder, and one is like poor mental well-being, good mental well-being. So it's possible to have neither or have both, or one of the four different categories. And of course everything is in a spectrum in that sense. So it may be that things may be somewhat okay, but you're not really up there. I feel like it's quite square way to be, or like to talk about it, because everything is like individual, case by case, but it more or less highlights or at least what I meant with this was to highlight that there are two different aspects to mental health, and I hope that's what you're taking from it as well. If we can move on to next one. So what I want to talk a tiny bit about is what is mental health and what affects your well-being. And at least from our learnings is that it can be divided into 4 main groups as a citizen living here in the Finnish system. So boiled down to purely individual, so me factors that are related to the social structures, factors which are related to overall social community and interaction related factors, and then cultural norms which are deeply ingrained into the system. You will be getting the slides afterwards because now I've sent them out. Sorry, the PDF file is quite big as well. I think that it was 25 or more. But you can go on to the next slide. So I take this stance as since we are an organization by foreigners for foreigners, I would like to focus on the aspect of being a foreigner here in Finland, and say, for example, it's your first year that you're in Finland, and you may be very excited because it's a new country. It doesn't necessarily have to be Finland for that. But you're excited because it's a new country, it's new and exciting, there are new opportunities. There's lots of things to see that you have never tried before. I was going to say something about the food. I'm personally not a fan, but I know that other people are. And I definitely find that there are very interesting elements to the Finnish cuisine as well, but so as well with the culture and music and everything that there is around. So you go through these different phases, a bit like a roller coaster, where you're in, let's go through it. First you arrive in Finland, and then you're in this honeymoon phase where everything is glowy and very exciting. And then you realize that, hey, I'm actually on my own feet here. It's a bit scary. The water is a bit too deep for comfort. You realize that there's a lot of things that you're not so familiar with once you start digging a bit deeper. And then comes the general reaction to it, that you start feeling a tiny bit disillusioned, and start nitpicking in the things that you do not have in common. And then hopefully through more exploration, you start to repair those broken emotions and broken feelings, and then start reorientating yourself towards that, or start normalizing that, hey, this is actually quite okay being in a new country after all. Yes, they do it differently. Some things are not great, some things are really great, some things work in a way that I have never seen before. And then you start developing this tiny appreciation for the system. If you can go to the next slide, we'll also go to the next slide. Actually, the next slide is just an intro to the next one, so you can skip over to there. So I would like to introduce you to the hand of mental well-being. Hope, is this the one that you're expert on, or you have talked a lot about this one?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but as like today's session is about well-being, this sort of model, maybe you guys have seen it in like a doctor's office or something, or your navel or something like this. But Joey talks a lot about what mental health is and what it isn't and how it's impacted. But this is a model we use in Mieli Without Borders as a way to sort of maintain and improve our mental health through real action. So not just, okay, let's go to therapy, or okay, I need to get some antidepressants. I mean, of course, these are also things to consider, and those are from your individual level. We're not here to diagnose anyone, but this is like a holistic model. And why I like this model is I think it's very like culturally appropriate. So no matter where I come from or someone else comes from, they can relate to, and they do these things daily. No matter where we all sleep, we all eat, we all talk, we all move, we all relax, or hopefully we all relax. And as you see on the outside of the hand, we have these kind of like categories around well-being. So sleep and rest, food and eating habits, relationships and emotions, and mindfulness, and creativity and pleasure. And these categories are created in such a way that they all make up that with all of these sort of imbalance, that this is a good mental well-being, or this is a good mental health. This is how you can care for your mental health, is by making sure you have all of these. So not just like, okay, did I eat my vegetables, but some questions around, for instance, like, did you eat with anybody? Or did you rush when you eat? Did you swallow and then get the hiccups afterwards? Did you only have a karjalampiraka for lunch? Or did you, eat slowly and relax while doing it? So just in this, I also like this because it's, this hand of mental health is based, as maybe you can see here on the wrist, it's a little bit like cut off. It's based on your values and your daily choices. So that what I do to care for my well-being and mental health is going to be different than what you do, because it's based on my values, and those look different from person to person. Maybe, yeah, is there something else you want to add about this hand of mental health, Joey?
Well, it tells about you as a person, really. It tells about the actions or the baggage that you carry with you, if everything is going right or if it's not. Because like if you're in a situation where you're quite stressed and where you're perhaps not fully open, or where things are a bit more grave, or so they're not going so well. For example, when you're having a burnout or you're in a very stressful position, then you start neglecting, or perhaps I didn't have that karjalampiraka, or perhaps I didn't sleep so well. I skipped my exercise this time because I really didn't have the mental what is called like the mental energy or the physical energy to perform those. And this is something. This adds to something called attrition. So you get this increasingly larger debt if you do not perform these actions. And I would say that well,
but I also think
it's a bit worrying, yeah.
This model is not here to like make you feel judgment or shame about yourself. Like it's not you, it shouldn't be used to be like, oh wow, I was scrolling on my phone before bed, well my mental health must be garbage. That's not the idea here, is to bring judgment on yourself or to bring shame, because that also doesn't help your well-being. The idea is just to give you a more practical way of thinking about your mental health, that it's not that we all have it. No matter where we come from, no matter what languages we speak, we all have mental health. We have a mind, and it has to be exercised similarly to your physical health. It's the same way to your physical health. And I think because we all come from different places, we understand mental health differently. Maybe sometimes it looks like just the absence of mental illness or a disorder. Maybe sometimes we think about it as exactly this, as getting therapy, and that's a good mental health. But this is, I think, a very accessible way to think about your mental well-being, of like, these are the things I can reasonably do to care for myself, and to care for myself in a Finnish winter, for example.
Okay, so I have included the I sleep, I eat, I talk, I move, I relax into these slides, just as a heads up. I think you know that already. Matthew, you can comfortably swap to the next slide. That should be like 5-10 seconds max of this, and then to next slide again.
Yeah.
Originally, these were animated.
And no worries. So the idea here is that these are the things, the practical ways in which you can help yourself through these, the five fingers of the hand through winter. Thinking about exactly this, like just thinking about your sleep hygiene, right? Like if you feel, when you wake up, do you feel energized? Are you maybe not getting enough vitamin D? Are you keeping the same waking hours and sleeping hours? I know, especially I was unemployed for a long time. And sometimes before I had my son, I would have like strange hours. I would stay up till 1 a.m. and then wake up at 9. And then the next night I would go to sleep at 8 o'clock. And then I would wake up the next day at like 12 or noon. And this sort of like activity of getting the sleep hygiene is really bad for your health. So then I was like, okay, this is something I can control, that I can do. It's just like try to keep the same waking hours. And I think it especially helps during winter when you already have less vitamin D and your melatonin is increased because of the lack of sunlight. So it's an easy way to care for yourself during this time. I don't say easy, but it's a practical way. We could go to the next one. We're gonna just go through all the 5 fingers. The next one is I eat. I kind of already talked about this, but for me, maybe as Joey showed, this like immigration psychological process, and that there's the shock phase during the psychological process for an immigrant. That for me, I find the food culture in Finland still shocking. Maybe not just the texture of some of the foods, or that everything seems to be a similar color, but that people eat alone a lot and it's very normal. And for me, I feel like all of like belonging and warmth and good feelings come from eating together. So even not just, okay, what are you eating, but how are you eating? Who are you eating with? And are you taking the time to enjoy your meal? You definitely feel different when you eat with someone or eat quickly versus eating slowly. I mean, I think like maybe you can relate to this. We can go to the next one.
Yeah, go to the next one. I have this thing that I didn't include in the slides, but I keep thinking about it now, but continue.
The third finger is about like I talk, and I think maybe this is also very relevant for some of us in this call or for the recording, because we all need social supports. It is vital to our mental health and our well-being. Whether we come from a culture that is very community-based and collectivist, or whether we come from a culture similar to Finland, it's incredibly important. We are social beings. We need to have someone. So where do we find people if we're not, if we're outside of the labor market, or if we're not working, or if we're not in school? Start to think about like who is in your network, not just your, okay, who is my work network, but do you have to depend on and talk to? Who can you turn to for support? Where can you find it? And what barriers exist when you want to find supports? I think also that's why I like Mieli Without Borders, that is very low threshold, and essentially we are just a community to support others. I think you can go next on that. We just go through the last 2 fingers, the I move. That the I move is, I think for me, is especially hard in the winter time. I'm not a fan of outdoor winter sports. So, and then also it's like you struggle to move if you're walking on ice or if you don't have your spikes on, for example. So I think this is one I really struggle with, but it is so important to even just move. And I don't mean like, go to a gym and exercise and do a CrossFit, but I mean just moving. By just moving, we're releasing endorphins in our brain, which also produces serotonin. And these things are going to make us feel better. So it is it's a natural sort of high to just move, get your body moving. We can go to the next one, Matt. And finally, I relax. I don't know how many of you are employed or maybe outside of employment or in the in-between. I like to call it the in-between. But I think I like to have this quote on the bottom, and I think that we often think that we need to earn rest. But I like that winter sort of teaches us the opposite, that when we slow down and recharge, then we have enough energy to be able to handle everything else. As I mentioned, I was unemployed for a long time, and I felt like I couldn't relax or do hobbies or spend time doing something that I enjoyed because I felt I didn't deserve it because I wasn't working. And maybe some of you can relate to this, maybe you can't, but doing things that I say fill your cup, that give you recharging, whether that's watching a series on Netflix, or whether that's doing handicrafts, or whether it's going to wherever, or meeting with a friend, doing something to help you recharge is one way that we can contribute to our good mental health and help us continue through our Finnish winter. I think you can go to the next, Matt.
Oh no, next. I forgot to raise that
Oh
one.
no, an empty slide.
An empty slide. Okay, it can be really difficult to make true friends here in Finland or in the Nordics in general. So one of the most typical ways that you get to meet new people is for example through work or through school. But having grown up in a neighboring country, but with quite similar culture, I can tell with confidence that most people they put on a mask while they're in that public space or like private space, or where you are in that work setting. So as if to fit into those kind of that cultural setting which belongs to either the school or the workplace. And also with confidence that most people they take off that mask once they go home. And as I wrote here, that the private version of Jan is likely radically different than the work version of him, where everyone is expected to fit a certain role and image. I think this is very much true and archetypical also for Finland, that you simply just don't see the true side, or you only see one aspect of one person's personality while being in that work or school space. And that we are quite private in our own ways because of the same. Where it is most likely that you find friends or longer lasting friendships is actually through volunteering, as me and Hope do, or through sports activities or some other kind of hobbies, where people are able to, well, in a social context, really express themselves without there being some manager looking over your shoulder and be like, plus there is that added benefit of you actually getting to do those hobbies or activities that you always wanted to do, that you wanted to maintain, that you had at home, which you never really started doing again. I would very much encourage anyone who had a hobby or wanted to start doing a hobby while back home in the original countries. If you're new in Finland, if you have lived here for some years, or even if you, like me, have lived here for 10 years, I still have not started with kayaking again. I still have a wish to do it because it feels so great. Start doing it. Doesn't have to be today, but start looking it up and see if it's feasible for you, and start making those changes. Your body will love you for it, and it may be that you will find a new friend. And I'm quite positive of that. Once you break the initial barrier, even Finnish people are quite open. And actually, what I had in mind earlier when Hope was speaking is kind of the same. So it's about things which you used to have, which does not exist here, or which you do not find organically. In the Nordic countries, there is a cultural expectation for you to take action and be good at something, but also to take action and create for yourself what you want, because nobody is expected to create it for you. So if you feel that something is missing, it can be anything from the cooking that you miss so daily from home that you cannot find here, or it can be some sports related stuff or some other hobbies. Like, the floor is yours. Please consider starting a group, or at least investigating if there's enough people interested in creating that activity. You will never know if it's able to sustain itself if you don't try. So please be forward, be confident. You are definitely an experienced expert in what you do if you have the knowledge from home. And I find that when you bring something new to people, regardless of their location, they are so happy to try something new. For me, it's about food mostly, but next slide, please. Okay, so this is a bit more serious. I have some slides that I cut off here because I feel like that it didn't fit the context. But so in Finland, in Europe in general, there is an expectation of 8, 8, and 8. So 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of working, and 8 hours of your private time. If you're working full hours these days, not everyone works full hours. It's not necessary either, but 8, 8, and 8. And 8 hours, at least for the working, is by law the maximum hours that you should be working without having a separate agreement to get extra compensation. And I showcased a quite You can see on the screen example of full and intensive 8-hour Monday to Friday schedule. There is not so much wiggle room. It is full to the brim. So in case if something unexpected happens, some eggs will be broken or something will happen with missed deadlines and so on. I would not encourage this. There has to be some kind of wiggle room typically. For you who are new in Finland or for you who have been here for longer, anyone really, know your tests. So this työehtosopimus or collective work agreement, I would highly encourage for all of you to know what you're allowed to do and what by law is nobody can demand of you to do. That's just a general note. We can swap to the next slide. And here for those with very high ambitions, it's supposed to be a bit funny or so on. Please respect the 3 times 8 hours. If you feel extra motivated, use the energy to do something that you enjoy doing and then write it down as a story, and then try to implement it tomorrow instead. Once your work shifts are over, please shut off your mind and pack that box away. I'm not sure if you have seen the series Severance, where they literally cannot. Oops, I broke something. But yeah, please separate your work hours and your free time hours. It is really important for your own mental health and general well-being. We can swap to next one. So here is some extra information about where to turn for help if you're new in Finland or if you're looking for assistance from the system and don't know where to find it. I think that for example Info Finland has got a lot of information for foreigners. Ohjamo has got as well. Nödi is more for younger people or students who are new in Finland as well. SETA is for sexual minorities. All of these are very interesting for anyone who is new in Finland to learn about. Next slide. And then the last one, the last real slide I have is Mieli's crisis support line. I have just checked the call hours earlier today. They are fully up to date. It used to be so that there was both Ukrainian and Russian, but unfortunately those have been cut away. That's very unfortunate because I think that there is still a need for those languages to be covered. English has gotten more hours allocated to it. It used to only be Fridays for was it 4 hours? But those are available. You may swap to next slide. There's a very inspirational quote, which I stole from Hope's slide. Hope you don't mind. But you can't change the darkness of winter, but you can build your own light. One small act of care at a time. And I think it fits very well in line with if you feel like something ought to be there, be that torchbearer or person who brings the light and creates it. Don't wait for somebody else to do, because then you may go 10 years without it happening and you will sorely miss it. Not saying that it doesn't exist, but don't be afraid to take chances. In the last slide, I think that it contains a QR code with a link to Mieli Without Borders. Either it's to a link tree or it's straight to the WhatsApp group. And that is me for today. Of talking. I unfortunately broke my cup, so I cannot salute you with coffee.
Well, thank you very much. That was great. Actually, you went over this like how to survive Finland in the winter, and that's actually what our next Connect and Integrate is going to be all about that actually. So it's a good thing to do this time of year to let people understand things they can do to survive the long, harsh winter, that not just mental health, but how to layer your clothes properly, all that kind of stuff. So that'll be our next event coming up in December. But for the remainder of the time, I'd like to just allow the audience who has questions, if you have any questions, to put them forward to either Hope, Joey, or Tanya. So,
Hey, Olin Elisa, Kotoishin Nepalista. I'm a daughter of Himalaya, let's say that. So I have been here for almost like 4 to 5 months, I think. I have been here in May. I was here in summer. So since that time till now, I'm facing one problem, and I'm really thankful to the presentation that you gave today. Many things were so new to me, and one of the interesting concept that you shared today was these fingers. And the one thing that hit my mind is this etusormi, which was to eat. Okay, so here, the problem I faced as a new grade, let's say that. I eat a lot actually. I eat many vegetables and all because in Nepal also we eat vegetables, rice a lot. We don't eat bread and we don't drink milk also so much. But I learned here to drink coffee and milk so much. But here I feel like somewhere my taste buds are dead nowadays. Like whatever I cook, whatever I eat, I feel like I'm eating the same thing, whether it is a bread or whether it is any kind of vegetables. I can't distinguish the taste. So it's like I'm chewing my food and I'm swallowing it, but I'm not enjoying my food. And I know it's very important to enjoy what we eat. So it is being lack for me. So how can you suggest or what can you recommend me to do for I really need help.
Are you in Pori?
You.
Are you in Pori, Alicia?
yes, she is. Yeah.
So you.
I don't know if there is any ethnic food shops there, but I would highly recommend to visit one to get some good spices. If not, make a trip to Helsinki and I can recommend some shops for you. But I know what you mean. I also mostly cook. I don't really eat a lot of Finnish food. I mostly cook my own country food or ethnic food at home. We also have a cooking club in Mieli Without Borders in Helsinki that we have here in Tapiola usually. But this is even an idea for you. Maybe there's other people here who feel the same way. Maybe they want to learn how to make new foods. Maybe they want to taste different foods. Maybe you can organize in collaboration with Matt and Mieli supporters that you can do a cooking club where you teach people how to make dalbat, for instance, or roti. I used to live in Nepal for like 4 months, so I'm like a little I know about the Nepali food and some momo, like we can make some momo, either the fried or the steamed momo. But I don't know, I usually carry around some hot sauce or some chili with me or like some spices that I have in my foods, but make it your own. You can put your own Nepali twist on something.
Oh, thank you so much. And next I want to talk with Tanya also. Can I know Mr. Sinaolit Kotoisin?
Do you want me to answer you in Finnish or in English?
Yeah, sure. I'm
Ah.
learning.
Well, I grew up in Finland, but I was born in Russia in St. Petersburg. But as a child, my family moved here when I was a child. So I feel like my mother, I have two motherlands, the one of my childhood and the one where I grew up as an adult. And
Okay, hauska tutustua. I want to share some of my experience. So right now I'm also studying nursing at SAM, and this is my first year. Along that, I'm also volunteering at DIAC in Omama project. So there I have the chance to meet many people from different countries, and most of them are from Ukraine, some of them are from Sri Lanka, and I'm the one from Nepal, and many of them are also from Finland. So there what we do is we learn Finnish for half an hour, and then after that we involve in different activities together, and we communicate in Finnish, only in Finnish, not in English. So there, last time, I think almost like 2 weeks ago, I witnessed something like for the first time in my life. we were given a task when we were learning Finnish that we have to talk about one famous place of our country. And on that day, only two of us were present. Me, myself, and another was Ukrainian Nainen. And yeah, we were given 2 minutes for preparation, and we prepared. And her name is Olena, and she started to share something about the place from her country. So she started to talk, and I think she said only 1-2 words, and suddenly she started to cry, like her tears fall down from her cheeks. Then we feel what is happening inside her. And after that, we pardon her, and I talk about the place of my country like that. And then again, she started telling. So she told us about a place that was a forest, Mantumetsa, and it was near her home, and it was so beautiful. But because of that war, everything was destroyed, and it turned into ashes. She said like that. So, since you are also a co-founder of an NGO who are working for the togetherness of different immigrants, as a country like Finland, what do you think? Is it being able to provide a home to the immigrants, especially to the refugees, or is it being able to provide only a house?
Is it for me? You're addressing me the question? Yeah. Well, I think Finns have done all their best, and we also cooperate with, I don't know if you heard, kotimajoitusverkosto. There is a network of just ordinary people, Finns, who offer their homes for the refugees. It started 2015 when there was a crisis with Syria and Iraq. Yeah, people came here a lot. So it's also they were also doing that now since 2022 when Ukraine started to come, and that was like the way society reacted. Government, of course, they done everything they can. They have this, I don't know how you say it in English, vastaanottokeskus, the centers where they can come, but there are a lot of hundreds of Finnish people who also like share their warmness and their knowledge of culture and their home, their everything. So I think what feedback, because our customers are mostly Ukrainian, so the feedback I got from them, I don't know about other refugees, but at least they commented that things really made them feel themselves home as much as it, can be, because of course they miss their land and their families and all these things. It can be like, of course it's not the same, but still they feel like everything what was possible was done for them, and they're very grateful, and they feel themselves very comfortable. But it doesn't mean that integration is easy, and all these aspects, food, cold climate, the cultural issues, not so easy to get to know, close things, to make friends. All these aspects, of course, influence them, and they're struggling with some of them, but still they feel like very comfortable.
Yeah, and to be honest, it was the first time that I felt, because back to my country, I used to hear the news about such wars. Okay, so here is happening war and there is happening war like that. So till then, I used to take it only a piece of news. So on that day, when I witnessed her tears, I feel like for us, it is a war is only a piece of news, but for somebody, it is like their life story. It becomes their biography. First time I witnessed something like that, and it really broke my heart. Thank you.
And Hope had her hand up, so what would you want to say?
Yeah, maybe I just wanted to also comment to Alicia's question. That's I think it's really dependent on how someone views home. So you said home versus a house. I think people receive very different, it's how they are welcomed into Finland. And I think that Finland has done a really great job during this crisis with the Ukrainian war, that they have warmly welcomed many Ukrainian refugees. But I can't say that that is true for all refugees who have come to Finland. And also this, how you view home and the house, one versus the other, is very dependent on what you feel. What feels home for me was going to be different for what feels home for Matt or for Joey or for you. So that's really hard to answer, I think, but a very interesting question. Yeah, that's all I had to say.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? From Isabella or from Budhita?
No, no questions.
Nothing from my end.
One thing I guess I sort of am curious about for my own sake here is, like, I notice I probably struggle with having those, like, boundaries, you know, of being able to say no to things, and I probably have way too much on my plate always, and it's very overwhelming, and I struggle to be able to balance that and to be able to really properly ask for help, or just to tell people, like, I have too much going on, I can't do this right now. So do you have any tips for that? Maybe Joey does.
I actually think that we've got an upcoming workshop on that. At least I've
Oh,
heard
yeah?
talk about it. But maybe Hope has got like a purely like, yeah.
I don't know.
Organized one.
I think that there's no one answer that fits all. Like, I could say, do this, do this, do this, but that might just be me saying what, telling you to set clear boundaries, to say no. But we all know that asking for help is difficult. It also depends, like, again, what culture we come from. Is it normal to rely on others for support? Is that acceptable? There's also a gender element here. Is it acceptable for men to ask for help versus women? Is it more likely to be received? And I think also, as immigrants, when we come here, we've started over. We start from zero, a lot of us. So we're coming either alone, maybe we're coming with families, maybe we're coming for studies as refugees. But in that situation, you're building your network back again. You're building your support. You're building your circles, your second families. And in that process, it is a long process to figure out, okay, who can I rely on? Who is trustworthy? How can I set these boundaries? But when you're in a position where you need a lot of support, you feel that maybe not saying no to things and opening your arms very wide and accepting all of these things is also an opportunity for you to be helped in the future. Or that I offer all this help to someone else, so then therefore they're going to offer the help to me later on. But also just knowing yourself and knowing your limits and respecting those boundaries.
Yeah. Okay. We'll definitely share about that upcoming workshop. I'd be interested if I'm available, and certainly I'll share that with our network as well. If nobody has any more questions, though, then I think we can wrap things up. And I really appreciate Tanya and Hope and Joey for coming and doing these presentations and sharing everything about your organizations and your services. I'm glad to hear that people in the audience are learning about things that they didn't know about before. That's what we want. And I appreciate everyone who was able to join right now. Of course, we're going to be able to share this on the YouTube channel, and I'll make sure you guys have the links to that as well, so you can share it with your own networks. And once again, thank you so much. And I hope that you'll have a great winter season, rest of your year. And I look forward to doing more work with you in the future.
I could show you what I've been making while we've been sitting here.
Is that a narwhal?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Kala.
Yeah.
I
Thank
love
you, Matt.
crochet as well, Hope.
Yes.
Very
It's
cool.
one of my hobbies too. It's great for mental health, just to relax and do something fun and super cute. The amigurumis.
Isabella, start a crochet club in your area. That's what we did.
Yes, I think I'm gonna start one.
Yeah. And thank you, Matt, for organizing and being so passionate.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Thank you guys for being able to be available for this.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.